Have you noticed that among the fifth-generation fighter jets of various countries, only the J-20 fighter jet adopts the canard wing design? Take the F-22 fighter jet and F-35 fighter jet of the United States, as well as the Su-57 fighter jet of Russia, for example. None of them adopt the canard wing design. What is the reason for this? Many people then think that the adoption of the canard wing design on the J-20 fighter jet is a helpless move, that it is because the engine technology is not good enough and needs to increase the lift through the canard wing. This statement is completely nonsense. The maximum payload of the Chinese J-20 fighter jet is 35 tons. Then compare it with the Chinese J-16 fighter jet. The empty weight of the J-16 fighter jet is 17.7 tons. And the maximum takeoff weight is also 35 tons. And the maximum speed is 2 Mach, indicating that there is no problem at all in terms of engine thrust. Let's look at the lift again. If you are all like me, having received education and being educated, then you should all know that the reason why a plane can take off is to rely on the difference in the flow velocity of the air up and down to provide lift, not by a small pair of flat canard wings. If the J-20 fighter jet relies on the canard wings to provide lift, then why is the canard wing designed to be rotatable? Right. If it moves casually in the air and causes insufficient lift for the plane, wouldn't it just free fall? Those who make these remarks are definitely with ulterior motives and deceiving the public, so since it's not to obtain sufficient lift, what is it for? I think it is for better torque. The turning of a plane is not the same as the turning of a car. In a high-speed moving state, a plane with poor performance may require 1 or 2 kilometers to achieve a U-turn, while the J-20 fighter jet changes the direction of the airflow by changing the direction of the canard wing to achieve rapid turning. This is what we call high-speed maneuverability, and the reason why these fifth-generation fighter jets, such as the F-22 fighter jet, F-35 fighter jet, and Su-57 fighter jet do not have canard wings. I think it may be because the flight control of the canard wing layout is extremely complex and highly depends on the wind speed system, simulation software, and high-speed computer. However, in the 1980s, these technologies were not mature, and their designers did not dare to take this risk. Moreover, the F-22 fighter jet project itself had a seriously over budget, and even the electro-optical targeting system was cut off, and there was no energy to consider the canard wing. The F-35 fighter jet itself is positioned as a low-cost joint strike fighter and does not pursue air superiority, so it adopts a conventional layout. By the way, the latest upgraded 6th-generation fighter of the United States has a canard wing. The following is to answer the view expressed a few days ago when I released the speed of the J-20 fighter jet reaches 3 Mach. If it weren't for the physical limitations of the pilot, the speed of the J-20 fighter jet couldn't only be 3 Mach, which triggered the rebuttal of several netizens. Some netizens said sarcastically, "Do you know what 30 Mach means?" And some netizens said that the air intake of the J-20 fighter jet limits its speed. I think these netizens are bound by inertial thinking. Why do we have to dwell on the J-20 fighter jet? The J-20 fighter jet is just a name. If the pilot's physique is qualified, the current WZ-8 with a flight speed of 6 Mach can be immediately changed to the J-20 fighter jet. Even more exaggerated. In a certain sense, the lunar landing spacecraft is also the J-20 fighter jet. Right. Everything is people-oriented. It is the need first and then the plane, not the J-20 fighter jet first. According to the logic of this netizen, then the J-20 fighter jet of the WS-10 version cannot be refitted with the WS-15, and the single-seat version of the J-20 fighter jet cannot be refitted with the double-seat version.